What's up, fam? Extraordinary Life with Elijah. And today, Josiah is my extra, and I am the ordinary. So me and my cousin Josiah are up in the woods cutting some firewood. It's time to take a little bit of a coffee break, but as we're cutting wood, it's just so cool being able to learn lessons. Again, it's the extra and the ordinary, but I think the thing that we're both talking about is that this is like a little piece of skin. But the thing that we keep talking about is the aspect of both of us are having such a fun time together. We both want to do a great job. We love having the adventure, but we're both wrestling with a strong sense of insecurity. Before we talk about that some more, epic B-roll. So needless to say, we are having a blast in the woods, cutting down firewood. My cousin Josiah came up from Billings to hang out for the day. First time, we had a lot of firsts today.
Absolutely, yes. First time I've ever officially cut a tree down all by myself with a chainsaw.
Epic, and first time to ever have two people on Extraordinary Life with Elijah. So lots of firsts today.
Yeah.
But as we've been talking throughout the day, engaging the experience of cutting trees down in the woods, what's been some of the experiences that you've been having as we've been engaging other people who have tons of experience in chopping trees down?
Yeah, so I tend to think of myself as a pretty competent guy regularly across the board, but there's obviously areas of life where I run into where I have no idea what I'm doing. And chopping down trees is one of them. But I feel like if given enough time, I'm the type of person that can be very good at it, you know? Mm-hmm. But going into it, I'm not that good, obviously. And so when I run up against people, like you're saying, that are very knowledgeable, very experienced in it, I get a little intimidated, for sure. I get a little scared because I'm like, generally speaking, I want to impress these people, but I don't want to look like an idiot because I don't know who anyone likes to look like an idiot.
I know.
But yeah, and so not only do I want to impress them, but I want them to like me because I like them, and I want this to be a two-way street. It's kind of awkward when it's just a one-way street. And so it's just this weird kind of conglomerate mix of stuff where you're like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I want to act like I know what I'm doing. But I can't act like I know what I'm doing because I don't even know what I'm doing, and you don't want to be a fake and a phony, and so, yeah. But to actually learn how to learn to be okay with going through boot camp is a interesting dynamic for sure.
Which I think is so cool because that's exactly what I've been experiencing too. I've cut down a few trees, but not with skill. So a lot of the people that we're talking with, Ryan, we've been talking all morning about how helpful you have been, how gentle, how much wisdom and experience you have in woodcraft, in skill and experience, but how gentle you've been in instructing us. But at the same time, as being men, there's that experience of knowing that you're an experienced woodsman. We're not, and we want to be, and we can, but it takes time to build those skills. And so as Josiah and I've been talking, there's that experience of we just like hanging out with one another. Bought new gloves, leather gloves. It's just fun to punch people when you have new gloves. So it's been one-way punching, which hopefully that doesn't come back in spades because you're a little bit stronger than me. But we've just been having fun. That's the goal, is having fun together in the woods, chopping a tree down and having an adventure. But at the same time, wanting to build skill. And so as we're dragging logs out of the woods, chopping them up, splitting the logs, throwing them into the truck, the insight that came, the extra and the ordinary, is the picture of a chain of discipleship that is happening today. That I've chopped a bunch of trees down in high school, didn't do it with any skill, and thank God I'm alive. Anthony.
Drink to that.
Toast. Cheers. I'm alive. God's grace is amazing. But as we've engaged Ryan, Anthony, Alex, people with true skill in cutting trees down, we feel that lack in experience. The thing that I think is so cool about this in the process of discipleship is that you can't have experience without doing. Faith isn't faith until it's put into action. And looking at this lineage of a family of faith where there's people that have had tons of experience with the Lord, tons of things that they've seen him do, and that they're very experienced. And when I ask people who are older and more mature in me in the faith about spiritual things, and they just drop it like it's hot, there's so many times when I'm like, how do I not know that? And there's that sense that crops up, at least in me, of insecurity. And it makes me want to tap out, not engage the adventure full force, and just kind of go into it half-hearted because I don't really know what we're doing.
Yeah.
We have not been doing that. This guy just owned the tree, jumped on it, fell the tree by himself, and crushed it. It is amazing.
Literally, the tree crushed.
Crushed the tree too. And it's just one of many experiences. This is the first, but it's not going to be the last. But as you repetitively engage that process of exerting effort, pushing through the insecurity, and receiving insight humbly from people who have lots of experience before you, that's how we gain experience and grow in the faith. I think my encouragement for you, if you're in that space where it's the first time felling a tree in the kingdom, just get it. Get on the faith. Get in the game.
Yeah.
Exercise the faith that God has given you. It's God who is accomplishing the work. You do not have the ability to kill giants. They will kick your butt every time. You can't do it.
Yep.
You can't. You don't have the strength. But God, jump in. If that's where you're at in your faith walk, get in the game. It's God's grace and the faith that he's given you that empowers you to accomplish the impossible in the kingdom. If you're in that space where you're an older brother, an older sister in the faith, and you have been in the faith for a while, you fell a few trees, but you just spit in your hand, smacked it, and hoped that the tree went that way. That's me. Then don't be ashamed. Bring people along. Connect in relationship. Get in the game and build experience. And then if you're in that space where you're the Ryan, you're the Anthony, you're the Alex in community, you have tons of experience and you've cut trees down for years. You've been walking in the faith and you have maturity with the Lord. Be like Ryan. Share your insights with gentleness. Ask questions. How much knowledge do you have already? Wow, you've already got experience. Let me give you some nuances on how to hinge that tree and create a break so that the tree doesn't bounce back and batter ram you in the chest and squirt your lungs out your nose. Ryan didn't actually say that. I made that part up. But if that's you in the faith, share your knowledge with those behind you, your brothers and sisters who are not as mature as you, with gentleness, with humility, and in relationship.
You know, you talking about jumping right in. I think the two best ways to learn, one's easy, one's hard. But the two best ways to learn is easy way, ask questions, right? That the second way is you make mistakes.
Yep.
You jump in, you make mistakes, and the mistakes are key because, like you said, if you know, tree goes that way and it actually happens to go the other way, but you don't know you did the wrong thing. You don't know that you're doing it wrong if you don't make a mistake. So mistakes are actually good, even though as hard as they are for us to swallow, myself included. But they're good, and they're the best way to learn.
And honor my dad. One of his statements is the only mistake is one that you don't learn from.
Yeah.
So learning in relationship from others and making mistakes. And sometimes the best mistakes to make is in relationship with others. That if you're not with others, you might not know that you made a mistake. But when you just cut halfway through a tree and throw the saw and run, and you're in relationship, people are able to tell you, so that was a mistake, and that's not how we cut trees and keep people safe. So first time doing two people in extraordinary life with Elijah at the same time. Always love firsts. It seems like I always get to do lots of firsts with my cousin. So hopefully they're encouraged. We'll see how it turns out in the edit room. Again, that's kind of the modality of the day. Doing things for the first time, building experience in things they've never done. Fighting the sun like crazy. If you subscribe to what I am doing, hit the button, hit it, and then get it. Hit the bell as well so you get notified with the new content. And if you loved this video, you didn't just like it, hit the thumbs down button. Pray blessings on your day. I love you guys lots, and I will see you in the next video.